All right, test 178. All right, let's see if this is working out correctly. If so, that'll be great. I'm gonna check the checking the channel just to get it updated real quick. Hope everyone's having a good night so far. All right. See if this is up and running. Test the Cybertruck. Okay. Got that. Let's go to OBS, and streaming should have begun by now. If not, guys, definitely let me know, and then we can go from there. I wonder if I can pull this over here. This might help a little bit. Yeah. Just keep it there, and then boom. All right. So let's make this a little smaller. Okay, so that screen is too big. Let's check it out. Let's go right here, maybe. Oh, this isn't. It's crazy. I'm not sure if you guys are on the stream yet. Apologize if you are. Just adjusting this. There's always like a learning curve to freaking streaming. But anyway, I'll edit it after. That's the cool part is you can edit the stream after. So anyone just hopping on, they're probably gonna be annoyed, but gotta get this down and then see if I go to these tabs, does it work out? Okay, there we go. Right, and then off-road, guys. Make this a little bigger. There we go. See if I can play it though. Probably not. Okay. Oh, I can play it. Go like right there. Put a little more. Oops. That should be good. All right. Let's see what happens here, because this is essentially where we're coming at, and how everything's gonna look. Okay, so if I'm on this one, boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna do one more YouTube. I think I have to activate the live. So guys, again, I apologize for this, and make sure I got everything up to date. Yes. No. Always learning curve with this. So annoying. All right. Should be a go live. Okay, so this one's live. Let me edit this on public live now. Okay, so obviously looks like it's on. Let's see. Tap it. Just 178. Live now. Feel bad for anyone that jumped on. Again, I apologize. Swear, it's always a learning curve with this stupid thing. All right, try it one more time. There we go, live. All right, got one person watching. Awesome, awesome. All right, guys. Apologize about that. Finally got it up and running. If you're just tuning in, I want to talk about the Cybertruck. They actually took away the rear-wheel drive model, which I think is insane, because I was picturing the rear-wheel drive model as a like fleet truck, you know, a truck that just needs to pick up basic items, fill the bed up with items that you need, or like a truck that would just go around like a university or a campus, or for large complexes, large hotels, maybe large manufacturers. You know, those little like trucks you see, they're like a golf cart truck type of looking thing, something like that. I thought that's what the rear wheel drive was going to be for, especially it having coil over suspension, and also that extra range there. You're getting about 350 miles, but out of nowhere, Tesla just took it off, just like the range extender. I remember when that one came out, I was like, okay, that's pretty sick. Yeah, like 400 miles. You know, I don't really care if I lose some of the bed, because I would just use it for like road trips and stuff. Majority of the time it would be empty. So when that got removed, I was like, what the heck? So I don't know. Some people are saying it was a decoy, but I think what they potentially missed out on was they should have gave you an all-wheel drive version without the without maybe, you know, what is it called, a ventilated seats. And I still would have kept the tonneau cover and the electricals in the back because that's what makes a Tesla cool and utility of it. However, I would keep the coilover suspension, and then this is why. Because you would get something like this. Now, imagine this in the Tesla world. Freaking get, these are guys a supercar Ron. Imagine getting this in the supercar world, the EV world, a supercar speed off-roader. I mean, that would just, look at this thing. It's freaking sick. Like, that's amazing, right? So this has long travel, obviously. Probably has like coilovers with everything you can think of, wishbone suspension, basically Baja ready to like, the Baja 500. So once I seen this, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like this is where Tesla missed out on removing it. But what they should have done is kept it all-wheel drive, coilover suspension option, and maybe take out some luxuries here and there. I don't know. But other than that, this truck, if they made a TRD version, Rubicon version of the Tesla Cybertruck, coilover suspension, more range, maybe less bed space, but something cool where it can hold a spare tire, I think that would have been sick. But because they discontinued it, now we're left at essentially this two options. You either go for speed or you go for range. So the Cyber Beast is going to be, significantly more, almost twice the price when it comes towards a lease. And then if you do cash, you're looking about pretty big difference there. 1.5 times more than the base model. So if you're getting the Cyber Beast, you're essentially paying for like a plaid version. I mean, the 0-60 is insane, 2.6 seconds. It still tows 11,000 pounds. And I mean, look at the range, 5-mile difference. Since if I were about to buy one or lease one, I don't know. I don't know if I would do it for the 2 seconds faster 0-60. Like, as sick as that would be, it would be more fun, like a gimmick or a toy. I would use it every day like crazy. I'll probably have a lot of speeding tickets and even higher car insurance. But I don't know. You see the all-wheel drive and you're like, dude, that's all I need. 4 seconds in a truck is crazy fast anyway. But I guess experience is more important, right? So what I think would be great is if they put the all-wheel drive back in, they remove air suspension, because most people aren't going to want that on a truck, at least if you want to do like rugged truck stuff like these guys do. You're not going to really want that. People are looking for I think they would have got more of the off-roaders, like these guys. Imagine that all-wheel drive, but like a TRD version, lifted version. I mean, that would just be insane, guys. And people would pay for this, especially one, it's electric, and most people, the majority of the time, this truck just sits in a parking lot, in your driveway, in your garage. You're not taking out to the dunes every weekend. Some people, yes, but think about all your friends and your buddies that have Ford Raptors. Like, they're not taking this thing out every weekend. Like, you better live in freaking Mammoth. You better live by Glamis, Pismo Beach, Colorado, whatever. You better live in all these areas where off-roading is insane, Montana, all that stuff. Because other than that, I mean, if you live in Cali, a lot of people have crazy lifted trucks, right? Texas, same thing. They're all lifted, beefy trucks. The leaf springs are like chrome, immaculate. But I think this is where Tesla needs to head. I know they're trying to go for that utility, working man, blue collar look with the Tesla truck now. If you look at their ads, or not their ads, but you look at their display of the Tesla Cybertruck, it is now geared towards the working man and all that. Watch it. Just look at it. It's like someone that maybe, all right, here you go. Cowgirl. Okay, cool. I mean, look at the contrast of that thing. It's hilarious, but it's true. Now, this is actually pretty sick. The Cyber Beast, including the Lux package, I think I would pay for that because you get the FSD, and I believe you get supercharging, which is pretty crazy. So I would just use it for the first year or two of road trips. Anyway, as you can see, they're trying to bring it more down to earth, like not so futuristic, not so, cyber craziness of it. This is what they're looking for. See, like, got skis, then they got the working man, they got some cinder blocks there, they got towing some stuff, verbal steering, they got dirty grass, they're towing animals, whatever. This is more working man, women, blue collar type vibe, country folk, like someone back roads of Texas or Oklahoma, or, like come on, okay. Like, I get it, it's a bed, but it just looks funny. So stuff like that. Like right here, normal cool guy just coming up, getting ready with his family, snow trip or whatever they're doing, snowboarding. Got some skis. I'm guessing they have kids in the back. There you go. Stuff you would see in a normal SUV or pickup. And I think this is great. I think what they're doing here is awesome because yeah, it's showing that everything is going to work together and like they're going to have all this cool stuff. But there you go. It's construction material, stuff like that. This is what Tesla is like kind of pointing it geared towards. And you got like older lady in her mid 60s or so. And I mean, was she going to plug in her Christmas lights? Okay, she got her little skill saw, whatever. But anyway, just all of these features, and then they show it, boom, like the heavy hitty arc welder. Then you got some cool guy that's gonna, I don't know, cook food or something. But it shows what you could do. Okay, they're gonna shoot film. So stuff like that. I think it's really great. They definitely nailed it. And then look at this one. This guy's in his mid 70s for sure. He owns a ranch or something. Looks like he'd be my grandpa. But that is cool. They're showing, hey, you have to get this crazy truck with steering to function on your ranch because you couldn't do it before, obviously. But all of this, I mean, look at the marketing. It's so much different now. Like, oh yeah, we got wood, we got lumber. You got the steel effect, the strength, and all that. They're not gonna do that to the window, of course. But all of this is where it's headed. Showing the family getting in the car, which is all good. Nothing against that. Obviously, family's great. But what I'm thinking of is like it looks like everything's changing since the hype has died down. Everything for the Tesla Cybertruck is just essentially changing because they're trying to maybe be like, okay, let's not make it some weird, super geeky truck where only like developers and guys that are in tech are going to drive this thing. We got to make it to where it's utilized for everyone and anyone. And that's potentially why I think maybe that's why they removed the rear-wheel drive. It could have been a way for people to say, okay, I'll get the Cybertruck because it's $10,000, $15,000 cheaper than the regular one. And if you live somewhere like Cali or somewhere really dry, like, Las Vegas or Arizona, parts that don't snow, anywhere outside of Flagstaff, basically, all those areas, you're like, dude, I don't really need all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like I could get away with just normal rear-wheel drive like everybody did for the last 30 years. So that part, it would have worked really well. And maybe if they got some more like contracts with maybe the government and stuff, they probably would have done really well at schools, university, as just like a little work truck type of thing, something very useful, full utility. I think if they would have done that, it would have been a lot better because you got to remember this truck was first revealed like 5 years ago in 2019. We didn't get it till late 2023 in actual production. It's almost as if they rushed it because there were so many errors, the gas pedal or foot pedal accelerator going down, getting stuck and things like that. So what really changed is now, going back to it, you're only going to be getting the all-wheel drive and then the Cyber Beast. That's all you're getting out of it now. So that's what's really changed. And if you see the price difference, pretty huge. It's $114,000 for the Cyber Beast and $72,000 USD for the all-wheel drive base model. Now for a truck, $72,000 isn't that insane. Given the features it has, you get 0 to 60 in 4 seconds, as close to a base model Carrera GT, and then you get the air suspension, ventilated seats, you get the power share that's supposedly going to come out, all the power outlets in the back, and the power tonneau cover, and let's not forget a full body stainless steel, which is pretty sick when you think about it. It really does keep the ruggedness of the truck. So I think that's a big plus on that end. And then the Cyber Beast, that's the one you're going to go for if you basically want everything and anything. I want a truck that is rugged, that has decent range, 300 miles or so. I want crazy 0 to 60, but I still want to be able to tow, a skid steer or my dirt bikes or my boat, so that you get, boom, you still get 320 miles, 11,000 mile tow package, and 0 to 60 under 3 seconds, 2.6. And this is crazy because you're getting all that for this price point, which isn't that crazy. Like, you look at a Lariat or a GMC fully loaded Denali, they're going to get close to the 6-figure range. Any Land Rover, they don't have trucks obviously that we know of. A Rivian, that could put you in 6 figures. So really look at it like that. So I think it's just they've cut base models before, And I think they did that with the Model S, the 40 kilowatt, and the Model 3. It was supposed to be 35K, or the real base one. They did that. So things like this is pretty common for their history. Maybe they want to keep it simpler. So it's just all-wheel drive, just Cyber Beast. A part of me wishes you could get like, everything the rear-wheel drive had, but except with all-wheel drive and maybe coilover, maybe not, ventilated seats, and maybe a little bit more battery pack or something. Like you lose some of your bed, like the range extender, or they should just give you options where you could and add these things and remove these things. But you know, Tesla usually does that. They usually have these drawbacks and broken promises, unfortunately, but that's just how it is. We were supposed to get this car for like 50 grand base, and then it's supposed to have 500 plus miles of range, not even close, barely 300. And that's 100% battery, which most people do not charge their car to that. I never charge my car to 100 unless I'm doing like a road trip past 2 hours. Then I'll do it at 100%. Other than that, I always put it at 80. You don't notice it overnight. Basically, it's essentially free. No oil changes, no gas. I mean, your bill goes up a little bit more, but nothing crazy, at least where I'm at in Austin, Texas. Maybe in other states it's worse, but it's literally like buying a new appliance. You don't even notice it or feel it. But yeah, maybe this is going to simplify everything so that when the Cybertruck does go back on the market, which it's on right now, but once they do that, then I think maybe people are going to be like, okay, this is all we have. This is what we're going to go for. And I think that would really make it happen to what you want. I think they could. I don't know if they'll bring back the rear-wheel drive version. If they do, cool, because most models have that, except like the Model X and the Model S. But I feel like the Cybertruck could be in the sweet spot of Model Y fully loaded type. So I don't know. I'm curious because this is a sick truck, and the way these guys hooked it up, shout out to Supercar Ron. These guys, I mean, sand tires, that's crazy. Paddles, and then like the sand tires in the front, they just have like 2 tread lines. This is insane. I mean, imagine this on a Baja 500. Imagine if someone figured out how to do like a range extender themselves with all these crazy batteries. So this is kind of where we're at. Let me know what you guys think. If they were to come back with a coilover suspension Tesla model or Cybertruck, would you get it? Because if it gave you that ability to get the all-wheel drive version, but you would get it for coilover, and it wouldn't be as costly as the fully loaded one, I guess you could say. Would you guys get it? I feel like I actually would. If it felt like a Tundra or a Tacoma, more like a Tundra or F-150. I mean, those suspensions are great to me. Like, air ride's nice, but I don't need air ride suspension. It's plush, it's cool to have. But, I mean, every truck I've driven, at least like 2020 and above, they all feel smooth. They're all great for road trips. They're all very plush. They kind of feel like those U-Haul trucks you rent where it says soft suspension. It kind of feels like that. So I think we would be good with all-wheel drive coilover suspension. So we do some crazy stuff to it, lift it how you want. And it would add more to that like club feel, like that Tesla club feel where you're like, oh yeah, I have a Tesla, and it kind of just keeps the vibe and the group together. I think that would be a benefit if they were to do that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they come out with another version. I could fathom I could see a more button-up version of the Tesla Cybertruck, like maybe change the buttons on the side of the window because they're real glossy. Maybe change something there. Maybe fix the headlights in the front because the bumper does pile up snow. Definitely more range. Lately, it doesn't seem like Tesla has really been improving range that greatly on their models. Like the Model Y is still around 325, like fully charged, basically perfect speed. No one drives like that. And the Model X the same, about 300. The Model S, it went up quite a bit from the original, obviously 75 kilowatt or whatever, the 100D. It's still a lot better, but it's capped out around that 402, 410. It's gotten a little better, but like the Roadster, it's supposed to have 500 plus miles. I mean, I doubt that's going to happen. Like, we'll see. I don't know. But I think if they were to bring that segment of a TRD Pro, a Rubicon style, like fully blown off-road, like higher top guys that know how to make a sick truck, like add legit stuff, like a winch, long travel suspension, coilover, obviously, just crazy stuff like a built-in air compressor. You know how the Rivian has it? Like that is so sick. Nothing like the stupid little box you have to plug in. I mean, it works, but you know what I mean. It just doesn't feel premium. Like I like it when you pull it out and it rolls up on the thing. Like that would be cool. It could potentially have problems, but something like that, just straight up rugged truck, like boom, 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 knock it out. Um, yeah, I mean, even like a what they really need to do too is make a camper shell type where you can sleep in the back of the bed. So quite a few people, at least me, are under 6 foot, so in height. But to make it where the HVAC system is able to fill the rear of the bed. I know there's third party brands and vendors out there that have already created a window slit or whatever. That's what I've heard. I know that works, but imagine like it's just all in one. Like at least the back window rolls down, and then you could put like an adapter where it gets the AC and it sucks it out and puts it right there. Like that'll be crazy. Like that'll be such a selling point because you do a road trip in this thing, you know, essentially could use the entire bed. Um, so that could be something, and then you could put a tow hitch on it for like extra space when you sleep, just stuff like that. I think that'll be really cool. That'll be a great feature that they could add and enhance. And it's kind of just like every model, they changed it up a bit. Like we used to have the vertical screens on the Tesla Model S's and the Model X's. Now everything's a widescreen, you know, horizontal format. I think that worked out great because they all changed from that. So this I feel like we're gonna get a lot of, excuse me, a lot of new stuff in the near future, especially with the AI advancing and AI 5 coming out. I think that's gonna be crazy, but also looking for Optimus and potentially a Tesla Roadster. So we shall see. I cannot wait until the Model Y performance comes out to the States because I believe that is gonna blow up. Everyone are gonna look at it and say, man, the Cybertruck's sick, the Tesla Model Y is sick, the Tesla Model X is pretty cool. It's kind of the same, the new rims are sick. And you're gonna have all these options now, these cars, and it's just gonna be insane. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you would get the all-wheel drive with coilover suspension and maybe a few little luxuries cut out over the standard all-wheel drive or the Cyber Beast. All right, guys. Thanks again, and I appreciate